this. And you can of course remove it without any sprites and sounds, without any repercussions. For example, if I were to remove this cat's head. Good day, my fellow hackers. Today I'm going to be using SQLite on Cube World Alpha, and I'm going to be doing some stuff on Cube World, the Steam version, too. So now I'm just gonna mess around with SQLite to show you what you can change in Cube World and Cube World. I'm gonna turn on the SQLite, and now I can just right click Cube World Alpha. I'm gonna start from Cube World Alpha and open file location. And now I'm gonna be changing database files. So make a backup, just simply select them, copy, paste, and you'd have a backup. So yeah, basically I'm gonna edit this data. So this is in, I'm gonna drag it, it opens. Now press browse data, and here we have the list. So basically there's a bunch of things. And now for example, there's so much I can do. Cat. What's a cat? Is there a person cat? No, there's no. Okay, for example, cat head 2. There's this blob, which is the entire code for this object, which is cat head 2. What I can do is control copy. Well, not. I'm gonna right click this blob, copy. And now, for example, I know that I'm gonna be creating a let's say you can filter there we go, lizard hand. Sure, you know what, lizard hand, and now blob and control, and I can just paste. Would pasting work? Or do I need to zero? Let's see. Control S. Let's open Cube World Alpha. No, I know that I always null it, but okay, new character. Okay, and let's create the lizard. You don't need to knob it. So, yes. Alright, okay. This is just a start. You can do a bunch more. For example, I know that alpaca looks pretty funny. Alpaca head. This blob. Control copy. Of course, if you wanna, for example, switch places, you can open the second one if you wanna replace. You can find a way. So I copy the alpaca's head. Right, yes, and now I wanna find, let's change the lizard. I wanna mess it up. Lizard head. Good. Control paste. There's a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we changed his head. Now I want to change, I can use, for example, an item like cake. Okay. Control, okay, I'm right click, copy, not control copy, I just used to it. Okay, lizard, I want to change your body. Yes. Paste and starter weapon. You can, for example, a sword, iron greatsword, and as you can see, there's a bunch of sprites. For example, this, and copy, lizard, foot, yes, paste, and right changes. Okay, let's test it out. And let's see what we get. Wow, I never seen that. And now your face is the wrong. I want your face to be... What? There we go. Yeah. Good. Create a... I don't know. Entry in some random world, and let's see how he moves, how he fights, how he... Yes, how he lives. So yes, and you can mess around with this, but of course there are those sprite editors, which you can use, of course. If you search a bit, you can find the sprite editors. And now, yes, this is just, for example, sprite editing. Now, what if we were to try and edit, and of course you can edit any, it's not sprites, it's shapes, not shapes, it's, you get what I mean. You can edit these 3D objects. Now, for example, if I were to edit in disassembler, in data free, in db free, there are these icons. These are more of a sprites. You could, for example, here you can edit 3D shapes, right? And it's good. I'm not gonna edit. I'm gonna show you enough. These are the sounds in data 2. In data 3, these are the sprites. More icons, sprites like these, help, backup, sword, these sprites. All of these sprites are in data 3. So if you wanna edit those, there are a few secrets. A few secret sprites. So if you wanna edit those, go ahead. I'm gonna edit data 2, and data 4 is languages, which I don't know even how to select, so whatever. Okay, data 2, and you can change a bunch of data. For example, there's a female grown. There's a explosion. So copy. And now, for example, let's find a there's a bunch of hits. Let's just change all of them. So paste, 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 paste. You know, I just wanna see, you know, does it actually work? You know, how well does it work? You know, how good is there error? Oh, there's nice. And save. Now I'm just gonna close it because it's the last edit I wanna do to just show off this SQLite. And now let's start with our greatest. Okay, and then let's now disclaimer, I won't be hearing these because I have my screen muted. The sound is you can enjoy as soon as it loads. You can enjoy the explosions, and I wanna find. This should be explosion. This maybe an explosion. It lags a bit, so it might be an explosion. Not this. And you can of course remove it without any sprites and sounds without any repercussions. For example, if I were to remove this cat's head, it would come at me headless, but it would still have a shadow, so because shadow is a different thing. And yes, there's a bunch of things that you can change, and it might be real cool. So this is for Cube World Alpha, and now let's go to Cube World, the Steam version. Now it doesn't require no SQLite. I'm just gonna right click, open file location, and because I can, you go and find it on Steam or wherever you got it. So yeah, there are music, sounds, and sprites. So you can do the same exact thing with sprites. Of course, all of these files, control copy and control paste on desktop at least, to, you know, create a backup, because maybe you wanna revert if you don't like what you did. You can of course go into Steam and just revert changes in there. Son of a biscuits. One of my files seem to be on the same name, is it not? Yes. Don't worry, just know that music backed up just the file. I had a file with the same name. So okay, we're in here, we don't need the SQLite, and we can just simply change sprite. So again, angry, control copy this, and now control paste. So we have a dupe, not backup, but a dupe. And now, for example, let's go into human head. There we go. This should be female, this should be okay. So this I would like. Now I would like you to rename, control copy the name, delete. I said move. Okay, it's deleted, it just didn't update. Now go into my copy. No, okay. Right click, rename, and rename it into the human head, and it should work. Yes, so sprites work the same. Music, I'm gonna show you with music, it's real fun. Sounds, you can do the same thing. You know, explosion. So I'm gonna drag it here. Oh, it copies automatically, which is nice. And let's go arrow destroy. Control copy, delete. This is a lot nicer way than what I did. Go here, replace, and it should work. Now music, you can of course remove music, and you will feel just a tiny lag, I believe. Maybe no, you won't. No, you can remove music too, and you can change music the same way. But the funny part, the interesting part, is that you can upload your own music. Now how to do that? So first of all, get a music track. For example, okay, for this I will hear the music because I wanna hear this. So I pulled out Hollow Knight OST Crossroads. I'm gonna be using this as an example of how to put the music in here. So you can't just rename, because as you can see, the file format is OGG. Now to see formats, you go into view and check file name extensions. So, and then you can see that it's, yeah. So this is MP3. So what I like to use is, I'm gonna go into a browser. And now let me type MP3 to OGG. And I use this one, I believe. Yes, this is a free converter. Of course, I'm not sad of uploading this, so I'm just gonna drag it. and convert to OGG. Give it a moment. Okay, and now just download, and there we go, it's converted into OGG, which is in my downloads. There it is. There's the OGG, and now you just need to basically rename it, and for example, I can listen to you. What's the starter music? Not quite. Woodwinter Village. I know Village. Success, Shrine, Steel Empire, Ocean. Which one? Main theme. Yes, the annoying one. Copy the name. You can of course press again on the name part. Just when it's selected, click again, and it appears. If you do it too fast, it's gonna open. So if you do it slow, it can. Yes, that's why I used. Okay, and now just go replace. Of course, backups are made. So I have. Let's try. So of course, now we're gonna test arrow break sound, the sprite of a human male head, and well, the shape, and I'm gonna call it a sprite, and the music of the main theme, which should be Hollow Knight, Crossroads, and oh my goodness. Wait for it to respond. His head is now an angry emoji, as you can see, with hair. And as you can see, you can add your own music into a new cube world, and doesn't have. And if you of course remove the bird and cricket sounds and add music with a loop, this game becomes a lot more, at least a lot more enjoyable for me. So if I were to create a new character, give it a moment, it loads slower because it's evening and I'm recording. No, it's evening in the game and I'm recording, that's why I know it's slower. Yeah, sure. Good enough. And now I wanna change my class into an archer. Good. Oh! No! It doesn't have the explosion. Well, what do you mean? This is not in. Yes, so. Oh, yeah, to zoom out, it's control and zoom. I made a video on this. But as you can see, this works, and I would need to replace a few more sounds because this music is hella loud. I'm probably gonna silence it a bit more. This was QWorld, Sprite and sound editing. That is all. Thanks for watching.